So this recipe, I noticed there's a little bit of the cider gone because Anne has been partaking in some hot cider. Or do you drink it cold, don't you? Yeah. So this recipe is chicken and apples and cranberries and cider, and it's just wonderful. So I'm going to start by taking some great cider that we actually picked this up at Festival, but it's from one of our local orchards. And I'm going to simmer that down, and it'll really concentrate the flavor. So I want to get that over high heat, get it boiling, and it's going to reduce down and really have a great apple-y flavor. Now, chicken breasts. We all have chicken breasts in our freezer. We eat a ton of chicken breasts, boneless, skinless chicken breasts in our house, but they can get a little boring after a while. So this is a way to really, fancy them up. So I like to, when I'm doing chicken breasts, pound them out just a little bit. And this is going to cook them more quickly, which I'm all about getting dinner on the table as quick as I can. I don't have a ton of time. That's what my recipes are all about. And also more evenly, so that when you cut into it, chicken breasts are quite a bit thicker in the middle than they are on the ends. And there's nothing worse than cutting into chicken once you've got it on a plate and you realize it's not done yet. So this is going to help with that. So use the flat side of a meat mallet and get busy. Make some noise. Okay. But you don't want to do it too much so that they start breaking apart. So this looks perfect. I like to do this in a Ziploc bag or under 2 sheets of plastic wrap. Otherwise, you're going to have chicken all over your kitchen, and that's not a good thing. Raw chicken over your kitchen, not good at all. So I'm dredging, which means lightly dipping. We don't want a thick breading on this. My chicken breast in flour, salt and pepper. Really, the sauce is going to be the main flavor. Heating some butter in a large skillet, and I'm just going to fry these chicken breasts. Once our butter melts here. Have you heard about our next big night out? We're really excited about it. We are headed to a restaurant in Appleton, and it's kind of going to be like a trip to Italy. It's a full Italian menu. It's called Sambrullo's, and we're going there on November 18th. 5-course meal, all paired with wines, and it is going to be fantastic. A beef carpaccio appetizer, tomato basil soup, caprese salad, chicken with pesto and ravioli as our main course, and then we're doing my favorite. I can never turn down tiramisu for dessert, so hopefully you'll join us. It's going to be great fun. I'm just going to continue breading our chicken breasts. And getting them into our butter. These happen to be really large chicken breasts. The recipe calls for 4, but we're just going to do 3 because they're big guys. You don't want to overcrowd your pan either, so you can do this in batches if you're going to do 4 and they won't fit in the pan. I want those chicken breasts to get some nice color. Okay, perfect. Hold on to those tongs till we flip them. I want to just season the other couple chicken breasts with some salt and pepper. Okay. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to get to work on slicing up some apples. We're actually going to put fresh apples in this recipe, and then we've got dried cranberries and a really nice wine to finish the dish. Make a nice sauce along with that apple cider. So we have teamed up with, we love using local companies' products because we have so many great Wisconsin companies that we love to support. So the supplier of our wine is a local winery from Peshtigo. It's called Forgotten Fire, and wow, they put out some really neat different wines, and for fall they've done some really nice wines. They've done a cranberry wine, or this is their Wicked Apple wine. It's really nice chilled, but it's also nice warmed up. You can warm it up in the microwave or on the stove quickly. You don't want to boil it unless, because then the alcohol will come out. Just warm it up quickly. But it's apples, Door County apples, actually from the Sequest Orchard. And then this wine actually has some spice to it. So a little bit sweet, crisp, a little bit of spice, like mulling spices that you'd think of, cinnamon and cloves and that type of thing. So it's going to work really nicely in this dish. You can actually go to the winery and tour it. Kind of, get a tasting, I guess, which is really fun to do. Check it out. And they're nice folks. They'll let you sample the different wines, and maybe you'll even want to take a couple bottles home. So I'm just getting Anne's all nervous. She's like, can you do this on air? Absolutely I can. Not a problem. Oh, you're going to hear that nice pop. See? Okay. Just checking on my cider, which is simmering, and that's exactly what I want it to do. Just want to get a little bit of color on these chicken breasts. This one looks perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Gotten a lot of emails and questions. Are you going to be out doing book signing this holidays? Absolutely. I am absolutely going to be out and about doing book signings, and actually have a cooking class coming up at the Gillette Public Library in just a few weeks in November 16th. So hope to see you out there. And then coming to the Kimberly Library the first Saturday in December 4th. So come on out and see me. I love meeting you guys and sharing my recipes with you and then hearing your recipes. So it's always great fun. Okay, so these chicken breasts are getting ready to flip. Aren't they beautiful? How gorgeous are these? Beautiful. Our apple cider is simmering and reducing down. If you could smell this. It smells so good. I'm going to work on just chopping up some Italian parsley, which we're going to use to finish the dish. Fresh herbs are always great to finish the dish with. I'm using parsley. Tarragon would also be a nice herb to just brighten the dish at the very end, and that's what they do at the restaurants. Okay, now it's time to work on that pan sauce, and that's, the thing is that most of us will fry up chicken breasts like this and serve them just as is, and call it a day. And yeah, they're going to taste nice, but by taking advantage of all these great brown bits in the bottom and making a sauce, that is really going to take this dish to the next level. So there's these great drippings, plus we fried the chicken breast in flour, so this is going to help thicken the sauce. So I'm going to use some of that Wicked Apple wine. Smells amazing. And that's called deglazing the pan. So we're getting up all, Anne wants to give that a smell. It really does smell appley, but it also smells like wine. So we got all those great bits from the chicken, which is going to give this sauce some flavor. Now I'm going to add my apple cider, and you can see I put about 2 cups in there, and it's reduced down to about a cup. So we're going to add that. And I've got some dried cranberries. So apple and cranberry and some apple slices. So I'm going to add some apple slices. You can slice this, you can dice it. I'm going to keep the apples sliced so they'll really look pretty on the plate. You can peel them, you don't have to. It's one of those things where if I don't have to peel apples, I'm not going to. And I think the color is really going to look pretty in this dish. And then when I add my dried cranberries, they just plump up. They look kind of like raisins right now. But when you add them to the liquid, it kind of brings them back to life, and they get nice and soft and really delicious. Wisconsin is the top cranberry producer in the country, and a lot of people, don't know that, and we're in full-on cranberry season right now. Green Bay was recently the host to travel writers throughout the country came to Wisconsin, and one of their stops was Green Bay to actually go out in the cranberry bogs. And I think, we're known for, there's a little bit of a Honeycrisp apple for you to gnaw on there, Ann, but we're known for our cheese and our beer and our sausage and, of course, our dairy products. A lot of people overlook the fact that we do a ton of cranberries, so I love to support those cranberry growers and use cranberries in more recipes than just cranberry sauce on Thanksgiving. It really works nice in sauces, and it pairs great with chicken and pork. All right, a little bit of mustard, Dijon mustard. This is going to help thicken the sauce and also give it some flavor. I'm going to whisk that in there. And then a little bit of heavy cream. We love our Lamers heavy cream. Another local product. And they're the milk sponsor and cream sponsor of our show, and we love their products. So now our chicken breasts can go back in just to finish cooking and warming. And then in just a few minutes, the sauce will you're waiting for it to coat the back of a spoon, and then we'll serve it up with a little bit of fresh parsley on top. Any juices that accumulate on the plate can go right back in that pan. That's flavor. And let me tell you, 15, 20 minutes or less, and you've got a gourmet meal. I love to serve this over a bed of wild rice or rice pilaf with a nice fall salad, loaf of bread, and as I said, it's kind of a fancy, almost a date night dinner, but you did it at home yourself. Inexpensive and really a lot easier than it looks or sounds.